Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. All right, today we're diving deep into the article, Trump's AI Executive Order, National Framework for Innovation, which was published on LinkedIn by Curt Robbins back on December 12, 2025. So, let's get right into it. What is the big idea behind this major policy shift?
When we talk about AI, a lot of the time the conversation goes to these huge, kind of sci-fi ideas, right? Existential risks, that sort of thing. But what's interesting here is that the White House is shifting the focus to something way more immediate. The argument they're making is that maybe, just maybe, the biggest threat to American AI isn't coming from another country, but from the chaos we're creating right here at home.
So here's the core of the problem they're trying to solve. Imagine this tangled, messy web of different AI laws popping up in every single state. The worry is that this patchwork of regulations could basically stop innovation in its tracks. So let's break that down. What does this regulatory chaos actually look like in the real world?
Okay, so the main reason for this whole executive order, it's this massive explosion of AI laws happening all over the country. Seriously, just think about it. If you're trying to build a new AI product, you might have to follow 50 different rule books. That's really the heart of the problem they're trying to fix.
And this isn't some future problem, it's happening right now. We've already got almost a dozen states with their own AI laws, and each one has its own little quirks, its own specific rules. It's creating this incredibly complicated legal maze that is, frankly, a total headache for anyone trying to build and innovate in this space.
But wait, it gets even crazier. What you just saw, that's just the beginning. We are talking about more than 1,000, let that sink in, over 1,000 other AI bills that are in the pipeline in state legislatures right now. So this isn't just a patchwork quilt, it's one that's getting bigger and more complicated by the day.
And, presidential advisor David Sachs really hits the nail on the head here. He says you've got 50 states running in 50 different directions. It just doesn't make sense. And that really sums it up, right? This path is leading to a whole lot of confusion. And the argument is that we need one single, clear standard if we want the industry to really thrive. All right, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, the whole point of this executive order is to cut through that mess and create one single national framework for AI. Let's dig into what that would actually do.
So what's the big picture here? Well, Caleb Max, who is the CEO of the National Artificial Intelligence Association, puts it this way. He calls it a bold move to get rid of all these conflicting state rules. But it's not just about cleaning things up. The real strategy is to centralize oversight to make way for deregulation, to protect free speech, and really to just hit the accelerator on developing and launching American AI.
Now, this is where things get really interesting. This whole idea, it's not actually new. The strategy they're using is basically being pulled straight from a history book, specifically the playbook that fueled the internet boom back in the 90s.
So they're making a direct comparison to the light touch regulation we saw under the Clinton administration. The thinking is that this hands-off federal approach is what let the U.S. tech scene just explode and dominate the world stage. And the big goal now is to do the exact same thing for AI. And there's a pretty powerful economic argument for this. Senator Ted Cruz, for instance, points out that the U.S. economy is more than 50% bigger than Europe's. And why is that? He credits huge drivers like tech and the shale revolution, both industries that grew like crazy with less restrictive rules. So the thinking is, hey, let's apply that winning formula to AI and see what happens.
Okay, but this isn't just about making things easier for businesses or boosting the economy. There's a much bigger game being played here. This executive order frames the whole AI race as a massive geopolitical competition, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
This right here is the absolute core of the geopolitical argument. It's the idea that this isn't just a race for who can build the best tech. It's a battle of ideologies. The belief is that whichever country wins the AI race will essentially export its own values, its own way of seeing the world inside every single algorithm it creates.
And when you lay it out, the contrast is pretty dramatic, isn't it? You have the US model, built on ideas like liberty, free speech, and innovation. And then you have China's model, which is all about surveillance and top-down, centralized control. So from this point of view, having a single, strong national plan isn't just about economics. It's seen as absolutely critical to make sure American values are the ones that define our global future.
Okay, so let's put all the pieces together. What's the final takeaway? When you boil it all down, what is this executive order really trying to do?
It's really a three-step strategic bet. Step 1.
Replace that chaotic mess of state laws. Step 2. Create one single national framework taking a page from the 90s internet playbook. And step 3. Use that clarity and speed to win the geopolitical race of values against China. Simple as that.
The strategy itself is pretty clear, right? But it definitely leaves us with a huge question to think about. Will this kind of single framework really unleash American innovation, or could it just end up centralizing control? Something to consider. Thank you so much for watching. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition.
Hey, if you want to keep getting insights just like this, please make sure you subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. And if you got something valuable out of this, a quick like, comment, or a share goes a long way in helping us reach more people. We'll see you in the next one.